I just can't keep on going, I just can't keep on going. I'm in love with you. I just can't keep on going, I just can't keep on going. I'm falling in love with you.
Yo, what's up? So today is going to be a pretty quick video. I just wanted to kind of go over syncing and kind of setting up these carburetors. Unfortunately, I did not have the camera on because it literally took a month of me when the carbs came in. They came with the bike, but they were half there. They were just soaked in rust and old gas that turned into varnish, and it was blocking every single orifice of the carburetor. So I took it apart. It was my first time. It took me forever. I had to boil parts to get it loose because they were rusted and fused together. But eventually got them apart, replaced all the parts, got it into working condition, and put them on the bike. So the bike is running now, as we saw in the last video. It's rolling, even if it's on flat tires and no brakes. But it is running and rolling, which is a huge feat in itself. But it's running very rough, and to kind of even that out, we need to sync the carburetors. Now, on a CB550, there are 4 carburetors for the 4 cylinders. That makes it a little more difficult because you have 4 different carburetors to sync together as one, so the bike runs smoothly. On a twin, you only have to deal with 2, and on a single, you only have to deal with 1. So, a little more difficult, but, you know, we'll get through it. The other thing is we're going to adjust the air and fuel mixture for each carburetor as well. Those also have to be synced to each other and have to be the right ratio for the engine. So the right ratio of air to fuel, so you have a good combustion and the bike runs well and efficiently. So this is not a how-to again. This is just how I did it. I believe on these bikes, don't quote me, I believe it's 1.5 turns that it's supposed to be at, but look in the manual for the exact amount. But that's what we're going to do. So on the CB550, it actually has ports that are blocked by these screws that you can connect your carb synchronization device to, which makes this very easy, and not all bikes do this. They need to do it if they have a carb, but not all bikes do it. My XX50 doesn't do it. But yeah, it makes it really simple to connect a carb syncing device to it. So basically you undo the screws and then you screw in these barbs. The only issue is to get to these ports and to connect these barbs, you need to have the tank off, and the tank holds the gas, so it makes it difficult to run the bike to sync the carbs with no gas tank on it. Now there are products like the one from Motion Pro, which is basically an auxiliary tank that you can hang from somewhere and have a hose going down and connected to the carbs. I couldn't afford that at this time. I have one now, but then I definitely couldn't afford it after all these parts I was buying. So what I did was just, I took the gas tank off and put it on the rear fender and connected it with a longer fuel hose. That actually worked. I didn't think it would. I thought, you know, the fuel would be going uphill, but it was high enough that it worked, and it's simple. So the next step is to connect the actual carb sync tool to the bike. And how we do that is we connect these rubber hoses to the barbs, which we connected to the carburetors earlier. These rubber hoses connect to basically 4 different dials that can read the air pressure that's in, you know, that's going through the carburetor. And we're trying to line up each of those dials. I don't think it matters exactly what number the dials are showing. It's just long as they're even. But we're just trying to line them up together. Now, I believe cylinders 1, 3, and 4 you can adjust. Cylinder 2 you cannot adjust. So you're basically syncing 1, 3, and 4 to 2 until they're showing the same reading. So like I was mentioning with the gas tank earlier, the bike does have to be on, warmed up, and running to perform this test. So basically you're seeing these dials going all over the place. You kind of have to adjust the device itself to get the meters from jumping around so much. But after you adjust the meter itself, you're actually going to the carb, and sorry I didn't get video of this, but there's a nut on top of each carb, a nut and a screw that you're turning left or right to get those pressures to kind of even out towards each other. So as you can see, 1 is way out, and 2, 3, and 4 are actually kind of close already, but we're just going to go back and forth until they're evened out. So here I'm adjusting the first carburetor, as you can see, and I first started going the wrong direction. You can see the needle getting even higher. As I go to the right direction, you can actually see that the needle is, number one, getting closer to 20, to like 2, 3, and 4 are already at. But also, if you listen, you can hear the engine is not only running smoother, but the RPMs are going up. So it's running more efficiently now that the carbs are getting closer together and more synced. I passed it here, but I basically just go back and forth until we get that set. That's about it. Thanks for watching again. This series is almost over, almost a couple more videos left, and we're going to move on to the new bike that some of you have already seen on Instagram, I'm sure. But yeah, thanks again for watching. Peace.